Welcome back to Great Day Live. We have been out here all morning long at the Dare to Cares Distribution Center here in South Louisville. Of course, we had to wrap things up with Alexis Richardson. It has been really eye-opening to me to see the organization, the line of people coming in to pick up food. They're waiting outside in the cold to get it. I mean, this is truly making a difference in our community. We've seen so much generosity being poured in. Thousands of dollars are being raised right now during our telethon. So what does that mean to you and the Dare to Care team?
Yeah, it's rewarding. We're here to help fill in the gap, and so it's really a community initiative. It's all of us working together. So you saw our partners lined up, you see the neighbors coming in, you see our staff hard at work, making sure that we're getting food out to the right people at the right time. And so to us, that's fulfilling, but we know that the work doesn't stop, and we know right now people are experiencing really hard times, right? The government shutdown is still happening, and some people are still experiencing pauses to SNAP benefits, and that's scary for a lot of families in need. I think about the people who come to our pantry who are coming for the very first time. And these are working families, people working every day. And so to come, it can be a really sad experience for families, and we're just here to provide hope. We want people to leave with hope that they can provide for their families. That's why we're here.
Yeah, and there's so many other places other than the distribution center where people can go out and get food. So what are some of those other locations?
Yeah, so if you go to daretocare.org/gethelp, we have a full list of over 400 partners. These are resources in the community. So we have places in Jeffersonville, we have places in South Louisville, wherever you are, you can find a food pantry in your area. We offer physical food pantries, we offer drive-through food pantries. So there's kind of an option for everyone, whatever way that you feel comfortable getting food, we're here to help you.
Yeah, we heard from a bunch of volunteers just before this segment. And what if someone is watching the show and is so inspired by that? They want to get their family to volunteer. I feel like this is the season for giving, and a lot of people are trying to find those ways. So how can people learn about volunteering?
Yeah, we tell them to come on. And we couldn't do this work without our volunteers. They're really critical to the work that we do. You can go to daretocare.org/volunteer, and you can sign up for a volunteer shift. We also encourage people to get involved by advocating. So we have an advocate page. You can sign into a letter that says save SNAP, support SNAP. That goes to the lawmaker based on your zip code. And so that's really important too, because it's going to take not just us, but our local officials working together, our state officials working together as well. It really is a collective effort to make sure that people have food on the table.
Of course, and of course we're calling on all of our viewers right now to donate. If someone is just on the fence, they haven't scanned that QR code, they haven't dialed in, what would you tell them to really, put this money to work?
Yeah, I mean, every dollar goes to putting food out into the community. Every $1 provides 2 meals. So it doesn't have to be a huge donation, right? It's still gonna make an impact for a mother, for a father who's trying to provide for their children, for a senior who can't get out, can't go to the grocery store. Your contribution really makes a huge difference for someone who may be facing food insecurity.
Yeah, and really seeing this whole operation really come to life, from it being brought in to having it sent out to seeing it being put on the table. It's so inspiring. So thank you so much for having us out today. Again, the phone lines are open all day long. You can scan that QR code on your screen, dial in. Operators are on the line to take those calls. We are trying to raise as much money as we can this day only. So again, if you're interested in learning more, just go to daretocare.org.